What's going on, everyone? It's Average THC Guy, and today we're going to be making a video that I have been wanting to make for a long time. I made the thumbnail for this video like months ago because I was bored, but today we're going to be doing a video that I've wanted to make for a while, and that's smoking alone versus smoking in a group or smoking with friends. Which one do you prefer? Leave it in the comments. Do you like getting faded by yourself, or do you like baking with friends? Let me know. But what this video will be is I will run through the pros and cons of each, and then make an informed decision as a seasoned vet. I have done both many times, and I am here to tell you, in my experience, which one is the best one. So let's start with smoking alone, solitary smoking, smoking all by your lonesome. What are the pros of doing that? Well, one, you have privacy. You have the privacy to do whatever you want, whatever that may be. But I think we both know what I'm getting at. But also, you can do things like if you just want to sesh in your underpants, you can do that. If you do that in a group, someone might call the police. But you have the ability to do just whatever you wanted to. And that's a very free feeling because when you're stoned, you can come up with a bunch of great ideas, great things to do to just do by yourself. And I know a lot of people who smoke alone a lot or get high alone a lot. And that's one of the things that they say they enjoy. Next up, you're just matching your own vibe. You don't have to mold yourself to the collective vibe of the group. You can just march to the beat of your own drum. You can do what you want, when you want, where you want, and how you want. So, no one can be there to clown on you or judge you if you're taking a little bit long or you're kind of messing up rolling the spliff. No one's there to clown on you. You know, if you cough a little bit too much after the bong rip, no one's there to flame you. So that is one of the main reasons why I think smoking alone is so fun, is because you don't have to match yourself to anybody's expectations. You can just be and do what you want. And so next pro is that you avoid annoying people. There are some people at the sesh who are just the worst. People who talk with the joint in their hand. People who drool on shit. People who get I'm not mad if you get like scary high. In most situations I'll actually try to help you through it. But the person who always gets like paranoid high, like that person, if you're gonna do that, just, stop smoking the devil's lettuce. Stop puffing the kush, okay? It's just that simple. But the thing about smoking alone is that you can avoid all these pitfalls. And that kind of leads into my next pro is that it's just relaxing, man. You just come home after a long day of work, smoke a fat bowl, and just vibe out to some TV, maybe some music. Maybe you work on something creative, or maybe you just chill out. That's alright too, because you've earned it. So, those are the pros of smoking alone. Now, what are the cons of smoking alone? One, shit can get boring if you do it a lot. Like, if you're just smoking up at the crib by yourself every day, I believe Split said this, shit's just gonna get boring. Like, you're eventually gonna run out of things you can think of to do, and, there's no one else there, and there's no one to, think of something to do, so you're just kind of stuck there, sitting alone with your thoughts, and sometimes that's not a good thing. And when that's not a good thing is when you have good old fashioned smoker's paranoia, whatever you want to call it, greening out, when you just get paranoid off the zaw. And that can, because there's no one there to talk you down. If you hear a noise and you assume that it's some sort of axe murderer ready to, kill you and play with your blood, then there's no one there to say, hey, you're absolutely fucking tripping, and, knock that shit off. And they wouldn't say it in those specific words, obviously, at least I would hope not. But there's no one there to talk you down, there's no one there to get you through it, it's just you're stuck there alone. And another thing that can come from smoking alone is that shit can get sad, especially if you're already sad before you smoke and you're kind of smoking to cope with it. Uh, Smoking is mainly just an amplifier of your already existing thoughts, to quote the CBD bro. So if you're sad when you start puffing, then you're gonna be sad after you're puffing, although you may feel a little better. It's just not gonna work. So next up is that can get pretty lonely, honestly. Like if you're just smoking up all day, all by yourself at the crib, you're just gonna get lonely. We as humans are social creatures. We need social interaction, no matter how much we may not like it. It's something we need to survive. And so if you're just all day, every day, just puffing, and you're never talking to anybody, interacting with anybody, you're just, if you're just sad and lonely and doing drugs out of depression, that shit is a dark road to go down. Trust me, I've been there. So, if, that's why sometimes it's better to smoke with people. And what are those reasons that are better to smoke with people? You have that collective vibe, you can match yourself. I know that kind of made it sound like a bad thing earlier, but you can kind of assimilate to the group's vibe, and that can be a good thing because not only are you distracted from all the bad things that might come from being high, but you feel part of something bigger, and that's just a a nice thing. You feel like you're part of something. Next up, it's really hard to get bored. I mean, I've been in situations where, it's just the three of us getting high in a room. We're just like scrolling TikToks, not even talking to each other. In that case, yeah, it can probably get bored or boring. But if you're, just talking, shooting the shit, just story after story, experience after experience, if that's what you're going for, and you got some music going, maybe you're playing a game or something, that can really be a fucking vibe. And I think that's, it's good to not only keep you away from the paranoia, but also keep you away from the boredom. Also, this may be a con on some people's list, but I think it's great because it produces opportunities to meet new people. And I think meeting new people is good, and I think it's important, and I think it could lead to a wider friend base. And if you were at one time like me flipping, then it might get you some business. And the more the merrier, as they say. You meet so many more people that could you know that could fill you with so much. What leads into the next one, you can hear so many more funny stories and funny experiences that people have had. You can hear things that you might have never heard before. You can think about things that you might not have thought before. You can, if somebody's like a cook or something, they can make you things that you've never tasted before. Or if, it doesn't matter. It could just be something new, be something that you haven't experienced. And I think that that is a good thing, and it's just always that much better if you're done getting faded. And so, what are the cons of smoking blind? I originally had four here, but I'm just down to three. Let me see if I can undo that. Um, so one is, like I said at the beginning of the video, annoying people. There are annoying people that will do annoying things at your sesh. They will, again, they probably, and we'll get into this later, they probably won't throw for anything. They won't, or they'll, hold the joint while telling a story, like I said. They'll drool on everything. They'll just be nuisances, And another thing that can come with smoking with people, if you're like me and you have social anxiety, then it can be anxiety inducing being around people. But sometimes, and I find this to be the case, the ZA can actually help with that. And it can help you get over that social anxiety and maybe be a more personable person. And the last one I have is sharing. Now, I know this is on some of your guys' list, and believe me, it's not something I like doing. But if you paid your hard-earned scratch for that Zaza, and someone just comes to the sesh just expecting to be smoked out. Now, I'm not talking about like a first-timer who can just get high off of one hit. No, I'm talking about the people who just never bring any shit and just expect to, get faded off of your supply. Like, what is that bullshit? I ain't running a goddamn charity here. So, how do, and so I don't see how that makes any sense. And this goes along with that annoying people part, is that, you know, one thing about smoking alone that's good is that you don't have to deal with those kinds of people and those kinds of problems. So for the grand tally up, which one is better? Smoking alone or smoking with people? In my personal opinion, I think smoking with people is the better option. Now, that's no knock on smoking alone. It's a very tight race. But I think that for all the reasons I've mentioned, smoking with a group is probably the better option because it leads you into the mind-expanding powers that the Zod can hold. If you think it's cringe to call it Zod, just get out. So that is my smoking alone versus smoking with people video. Please like, comment your choices in the comments below, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.